Hello everyone, welcome to ITLS Academy. Our lecture is Sputum Culture and Sensitivity. First of all, we will see what is sputum culture. First point is a sputum culture is a sample of the gooey substance that often comes up from your chest when you have an infection in your lungs or airways. Doctors use it to figure out what might be causing your illness, whether it is bacteria, a virus, or something else. Next point is your lungs are connected to your mouth by a passage called the trachea or windpipe. The windpipe is another name for the trachea, which starts at the back of your throat. A few inches down, it splits into separate channels called bronchi, which funnel air from the trachea into your lungs. If you are sick or the passes between your mouth and lungs get irritated by something such as smoke or air pollution, your body makes sputum. The sputum is also known as phlegm. It is different from saliva, the inner fluid your mouth makes to help you eat. Next point is sputum is the thick mucus or phlegm that is expelled from the lower respiratory tract, that is bronchi and lungs, through coughing, and it is not saliva or spit. Sputum is different than saliva and spit. Care must be taken in the sample collection process to ensure that the sample is from the lower airways and not from the upper respiratory tract. Sputum samples may be expectorated or induced. Next point is if bacteria or fungi that can cause infection grow in the culture, other tests can determine which antimicrobial agent will most effectively treat the infection. This is called susceptibility or sensitivity testing. Pure cultures of common respiratory pathogens in the absence of upper respiratory flora combined with symptoms of respiratory distress provides strong evidence of the infectious agent. and also its significance. Such pathogens include Streptococcus pneumoniae, Haemophilus influenzae, and the highly infectious Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which are transmitted by inhaling aerosols. For this reason, laboratory processing of sputum for respiratory pathogens are performed with the aid of a biological safety cabinet. Here, a brief overview of sputum culture is given. First point in sputum culture is an etiological diagnosis of lower respiratory tract infections by microscopic examination and culture with identification and susceptibility test of the isolated organism. Next point given over here is sputum is a thick fluid produced in the lungs and in the airways leading to the lungs. Let's see what sputum can be. So sputum can be number 1 bloody, often found in tuberculosis. Most of the times sputum of tuberculosis is bloody or hemoptysis. Sputum can be rusty colored also, and it is in the case of usually caused by pneumococcal bacteria like in pneumonia. Third one is it can be purulent or it may be containing pus. Purulent may also be of two types. First one is a yellow, greenish or mucopurulent. Second one a white, milky or opaque or mucoid color. Fourth type of sputum can be foamy white and it may come from obstruction or even edema. Let's see what is the aim of the test, that is our test sputum culture. First point is an etiological diagnosis of lower respiratory tract infection by microscopic examination and culture with identification and susceptibility test of the isolated organism. There is a small chance of bleeding or getting a fever or pneumonia or having a collapsed lung during this process. Next point is sputum collects in the lower parts of your lungs and bronchi, which are the tube-like pathways that air moves through to reach your lungs. Here some symptoms of the sputum cultures are given. Symptoms that may indicate the need for a sputum culture test include: first one is cough, next is a fever or chills. Next is fatigue. Next symptom is muscle ache. Next one is breathing difficulties. Another one is chest pain. And last one is confusion. Confusion may also be symptoms of need of sputum culture. Types of specimen for the sputum culture. First point is specimen is sputum. Transtracheal aspirates, translaryngeal aspirate, bronchoalveolar leves. These are types of specimens. Next point is a technician might be able to induce some sputum if you can't do it on your own. If you still can't cough up enough sputum, your doctor might have to use an instrument called as bronchoscope to collect a sample. The important point of this line is bronchoscope. The question may be asked that what is the instrument used for the collection of sample, that is for sputum culture, and the answer is it is bronchoscope. The bronchoscope has a light and tiny camera. Your doctor gently inserts it down your windpipe to locate a sample. You will be given drugs to relax you while this happens, but you may be hoarse and have a sore throat afterward. Next point is certain harmful bacteria, viruses or fungi can cause respiratory conditions. By determining what may be causing your symptoms, your doctor can find the best medication to cure the infection. In some instances, your doctor may order a complete blood count to determine if white blood cells are elevated. This increase in white blood cells can indicate an infection. Pre-specimen processing. First one is patient preparing. Patient is asked to wash oral cavity by gargling with water 3 to 4 times. This is patient preparation. Next one comes is specimen collection. A sputum culture requires minimal effort on your part. You simply need to provide the sample for the lab to test. You will be asked to cough deeply to bring up the sputum from your lungs. Saliva that comes up when someone is asked to cough is typically from the mouth and upper airways and isn't useful for this test. So, it is necessary to cough deeply to bring up the sputum from your lungs directly. Next comes a few questions like who will collect the specimen. So, in the case of sputum culture, the patient will collect the specimen, while in most of the cases, the physician collects the specimen. Quantity of specimen it should be of 3 ml. Time relapse before processing the sample is 30 minutes. Next comes storage, and storage is 4 degrees centigrade for not more than 2 hours. Here collection of specimen is shown. You can see sputum sample is obtained by coughing and is examined in the laboratory. Sputum is taken from direct cough and it is taken in particular media, and after that collected sample is tested in laboratory. You will be asked to spit the sputum into a small cup. The laboratory needs at least 2 milliliters of sputum for testing. To cough deeply from your lungs, you might need to take 3 deep breaths before you cough forcefully. Sometimes drinking plenty of fluids can help loosen the secretions and make it easier to cough up sputum. Your doctor may ask you to rinse out your mouth with clear water to help get rid of any other bacteria and extra saliva. If you are having trouble coughing up enough sputum, your doctor may try tapping on your chest to loosen the sputum. They may also have you inhale a steam-like mist to help you cough up the sample. Deep cough and collect sputum in a wide mouth sterile container. All expectorated sputum is contaminated to some degree with secretions of the oropharyngeal cavity, which contains a wide variety of commensal bacteria, some of which are potential pathogens of the lower respiratory tract. Specimen processing. Media for specimen processing include blood agar, chocolate agar, and McConkey agar. Culturing procedure. Inspect the sample and select bloody purulent portion and inoculate blood agar, chocolate agar, and McConkey agar and perform a gram stain from the specimen. You may be instructed to rinse your mouth out with water prior to collection and to avoid food for 1 to 2 hours before the sample is collected. You can see the culturing procedure like sputum is collected. After the collection of sputum, gram staining is performed. After the process of gram staining, the sample is sent for the processing or growth in particular media. And these media include blood agar used for the aerobic sample aerobic bacteria or aerobic microorganisms. Chocolate agar contains CO2 and McConkey agar it also used for the aerobic bacteria. Next comes post-specimen processing. Interfering factors include patient on antibiotic therapy and improper sample collection. These are interfering agents. Result reporting. Report gram stain finding as an initial report. Once you have produced a sputum sample for analyzing, it should be taken to the laboratory within 1 or 2 hours of coughing it up. The laboratory will place the sample on a special plate that has a nutrient that helps bacteria or other pathogens present in your sputum to grow. Report the isolated pathogen and its sensitivity pattern as a final report. The laboratory will run a number of tests to determine if the growth is a bacterium, a virus, or a fungus. Remember that some bacteria grow naturally in your airways without causing illness. The laboratory will determine which of the bacteria makes you sick and which keeps you well. Turnaround time. First point is gram stain results should be available 1 hour after specimen receipt. Next is isolation of a possible pathogen can be expected after 2 to 3 days. Negative culture will be reported out 1 to 2 days after the receipt of the specimen. Some additional informations regarding sputum culture test are given. First one is during the collection of sputum, it is usually contaminated with saliva. Therefore, careful collection and interpretation of results is required. Next point is translaryngeal, that is transtracheal aspiration could be requested if the patient number 1 is debilitated and cannot spontaneously expectorate a sputum sample. Next, routine sputum specimens have failed to recover a causative organism in case of bacterial pneumonia. These are additional informations of sputum culture and sensitivity test. Thank you for watching this session. Guys, follow ITLS Academy on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp and LinkedIn. For latest updates and videos, you can subscribe ITLS Academy on YouTube. You can also get it on Google Play Store. Thank you for watching. Guys, like, share and subscribe ITLS Academy. For any help or query, you can reach us on 7080-833-450 or you can visit our website, that is www.itlsacademy.com. Thank you very much again for watching this session. We will continue with our next test in our next upcoming lecture.